So this segment here today, the second segment, is designed to help you to find out who are you meant to channel and who you would like to channel. And by channeling, it can mean both. It can mean channeling them for yourself, channeling them for others, connecting with them for guidance on your daily decisions and life decisions, and connect with them for healing and all the other things that you wish to collaborate with the wonderful beings of light. So some of you might already have an idea who they feel connected with, who they would like to connect with. Just for a moment, think of all the beautiful channelings that you see on the internet sometimes, in the different outlets that simply really resonate with you, and or in general, who you're a fan of, because that deep desire that you have, or that connection that you feel with some, is kind of like your higher self nudging you towards certain beings of light who most likely also have agreements with you. So I'd like for you to take out a piece of paper and a pen and list a little bit the names of the beings that you feel connected with. Now, for those of you who are not sure, I have made something very special for you. I have created a very extensive, little report with a list of the most common angels, the most common ascended masters, and the most common galactic beings of light. And you will be able to access that report in the recordings page that you will receive next week. But for today, I wanted to share with you the first page that lists the different beings so that you can see what you feel inspired to add to your list. And I'm doing this right now here. So on the left, you can see the archangels. These are the 15 main archangels. And you're not limited to any of these, okay, that I'm sharing here with you. It's just the most common ones. And it's a good starting point, perhaps. But if for any reason in your meditations now that we'll do in this second segment, hey, let them all come in. All these angels, all these ascended masters. And the second list here that you see, they're all the ascended masters. And in the third are the main galactic beings of light that I know most of. So I'm going to leave this up for a couple minutes, and I invite you to simply write down on a piece of paper the beings of light that you feel a connection with, that inspire you, that you're a fan of, that you like. That you would love to invite to be on your team in a way. They're all wonderful. I would, for today, I would just try perhaps to kind of like assemble maybe 3 to 5 just for today. Know that you can go back to this and you can have them all come in, but because of the purpose of the meditations that I will offer you, it is more helpful if you pick 3 to 5 of all of them here together. So there's a question, why almost are men? There are a lot of male Ascended Masters listed here that we have information on, but there are also female Ascended Masters. We have Lady Nada, we have Mother Mary, Kuan Yin is a female master. The angels are actually also, there are also female angels here. There are some angels who are actually kind of both almost, and the same with the galactic beings. They're, you know, they can be female and male. So when you have finished your list of 3 to 5 of these beings, they can be angels, they can be Ascended Masters, they can be galactic beings. You can please let me know. Simply say done in the chat box, so we know that that you have them. I want you all to, and no, this can be a temporary choice just for the sake of this experience here live. You can take your time later and do this again, and this will also continue to change throughout your life. So this is not a fixed list of beings, this is a starting point, remember. And so some actually listed them. That's beautiful. That's sweet. Nice, nice, nice. We have lots of dones. So yeah, don't get too sidetracked about the female or male aspects of these masters. And this is only, again, the most common ones. You can always go out on your own and research more female masters or angels and so forth. These are the most common ones, and so I think it's good. We have a lot of dones coming in here. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, a lot of them are the angels are many times both, and because they have such a wonderful balance, and they are kind of like above the whole female male thing that we experience here on Earth right now. But whatever resonates with you, simply pick the ones that resonate with you, that are important to you. We do have both here represented, and so simply pick the ones that you like. Some are listing them. That's really sweet. You know, there's a question here. If I suggest to use your pendulum to decide which one to channel, sure. Whatever tool helps you. You can also, as you see these names, you can see one light up. Like it just comes into your view. You can also see what is your feeling as you see a certain name. Like if you feel your heart really connect with it. And again, like I said, this is a temporary choice right now, just, you know, for the sake of this meditation, for this experience here. You can always go back, and I can tell you out of experience, the list of the team of light, of the beings of light that are in my team, for example, over time they change. So there are sometimes masters who step forward for a certain time. There are certain masters that are always there, and then there are certain masters who step back a little. Whatever is for your highest good, whatever is the most beneficial for your journey in that. So I think we are going to jump in now. So just know that you have this beautiful report waiting for you that gives you a bit of an overview of each of these wonderful beings of light. And I invite you to, when you go back into this report, let's say you have picked 3 to 5 beings right now, and you want to know a little bit more about them, just so that you connect a little bit more. You can read up on that. Or you can simply think, if you're interested in one, and you're not sure if it's the right master, angel, or galactic being of light for you, you can read the information about this being of light, and then you can see and feel and listen to your guidance. And you can, you know, sometimes your heart makes a little jump, or you can just see it light up, or you can just get this feeling of excitement, or however that represents itself to you. Okay, so this is a good way of connecting closer with them. So you have them right now, and as we go in now into really connecting with them, you can kind of choose how you wish to connect with them. So there are 3 ways of connecting with beings of light, or you can also call them 3 types of channeling. So one type of channeling, and you don't have to actually limit yourself to just one way of channeling throughout your life, okay, or throughout your experience. For today, you can choose one that resonates with you after I explain them to you. But I find myself use actually all 3 types of channeling depending on the situation and what is appropriate in that moment. And so you can just pick one for right now as I share them with you for this upcoming, experience to find out who you are meant to channel. So the first one is to simply imagine the being of light outside of yourself standing in the room. So if you remember any movies, for example, where an angel appeared, or another being of light appeared, or so just imagine like a hologram that this being of light appears. Our imagination is incredibly powerful, and it has been suppressed for the longest time. Okay, many times it has been downplayed, or it has been scrutinized, or people have been judged for their imagination. But the truth really is, when we really step into our light, when we step into our true self, our imagination is the most powerful tool that we brought with us into this human experience. It creates worlds. Everything you see around yourself here, when you look around in where you are right now, has started with somebody imagining the chair you sit on, the table, the desk you sit on, or whatever you see. Literally, everything has been imagined first, and then it has been created. And so it is with these wonderful beings of light. Your imagination is a bridge to the higher dimensions, to these worlds in the higher dimensions. It is a bridge to these wonderful beings of light who are with you. And so this first technique, as you go about it now, at the beginning, you might think, okay, I'm imagining this being of light standing there in front of me, and maybe I ask it questions. And how do I know that I'm not just making this all up? But the truth is, you might do that at the beginning. You might make things up in the beginning, but at some point, even today, either today or later on, as you continue working on that technique, the being of light will say something or do something that you did not expect, that you did not make up. And that's when the connection is complete. That means that now the being of light has fully connected with you. You have connected with this being of light, and now you have this real conversation, communication, and connection. So simply relax and simply allow what this being of light has to share with you and who is coming in for you. And at the beginning, I'd like for you to call in those beings that you chose on your list, as I will lead you through a very specific meditation. The second technique of channeling is sometimes it's easier actually to have a being of light step into our body, simply because it will like distract our mind a little bit more, because our mind is the one thing that sometimes allows for the flow to decrease. So when you allow a being of light to step into your body, your mind is kind of like getting a little bit more disabled, and your heart expands, and you're really more connected with this being of light, and it's easier for you. So by the way, there's no right or wrong way of this kind of connection or channeling. Simply whatever comes easiest to you. Simply choose the path of least resistance. That's the key to this whole thing. So This is the second version. And then the third version is where you switch places with the being of light. So in this case, for example, when I channel Archangel Michael, I go to the angelic realm, and Archangel Michael steps into my body and takes over my body. If I channel Adama of Telos, I go to Telos, Adama trades places and steps into my body, and so forth. So the third type of channeling, that's where I'm very little present. Now I'm at a point where I can look down from a balcony and I can follow the conversation a little bit, but I'm basically not here. But the second version is the second technique, or the second type of channeling, where the being of light is coming in while you are fairly aware, you're fairly present still. It's kind of like you have two beings occupying this physical body, yourself and the being of light. I find quite a few people using that technique of channeling as well, because it's simply they are more present and they're able to simply disable their mind still. They're able to get that out of the way and allow for the being of light to speak through them. So these are the three different types of receiving the connection, creating the connection. And for today's, for this segment here, some of you might find it easiest to have a conversation with the being outside of them and sitting in front of them and simply talking with them. But some of you might simply hear the being of light talking to them. So they're more on that connection of hearing, or some of you simply feel the being of light, or have an inner knowing, or a block of thought literally enters their mind and it's just a knowing. So please acknowledge that all of these ways of connecting are valid, are real, and are all equally important. What matters is that you find the path of least resistance, the easiest way of connecting, and then simply receiving what you want to receive. So are there any questions so far to what I have shared with you, and to see, before we move on to the meditation, that we will. So the question is, will I be channeling anybody today? I won't have actually the time for that. The time is limited, so we will have you channel or connect. So today there will be no channeling. I have plenty of other workshops and seminars, and the Galactic Lightworkers Assembly, for example, I do monthly channelings. But for today, I want to help you to channel. Are we also going to get activations later on? Can being right using my, yes. So the question is here, can a being write using my hand? Yes, automatic writing. You can also use that if that flows easiest for you. Can you repeat the third technique? So the third technique means that you leave your body and you go to the realm where whatever being you are channeling. So if I channel an angel, I go to the angelic realm, and if I, and so forth. So that is the third technique. The third technique is where you completely leave your body and allow for the being of light to speak through you and to move your hands and your face, and to simply use you completely to speak through you. There's a comment, such brilliant explanations, Sarah. Thank you infinitely. New fun of the upgraded life of mine, I can begin. Should I focus on one being or keep my heart open? So I will explain the upcoming meditations now a little bit to instruct you a little bit, so you can really focus your experience on that. Can a being channel music? Absolutely. Yep. Another comment is, I feel now very reassured. I've experienced the three of them. I'm so glad. And so either any of these techniques or any of these ways of communicating with them is absolutely valid. So I'd like for you now to meet with your beings of light and to start the connection. Some of you might receive a confirmation already of what they're already doing or what they already know, but some of you might have a completely new experience too. So what the point of this meditation is, number one, a connection, but number two, also, you might think that you want to connect with a certain group, so you wrote down 3 to 5 beings, but then there might be maybe a sixth being that would love to connect with you and would love to work with you. So I wanted to keep that open for you so that you have that in your repertoire as well, and that you can embrace this new collaboration or connection. It's all up to you, of course. They simply are offering to assist you and to collaborate with you. So let's begin with that and see who comes through for you. And remember to acknowledge any of the communication pathways. It's all valid. So I invite you to open your heart and your joy and your love to this connection that you will have. The question is it okay to lie down? Sure, if you can still hear me. Just come back up to comment here. All right. I invite you now to sit back and to relax. If you find it more comfortable to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. If you find it easier to keep your eyes open, keep your eyes open. Breathe deeply, relaxing. Breathe deeply, relaxing. Remember the feeling of peace. Remember the feeling of love. Remember the feeling of light within you. Allow for this light within you to expand into the entire room. And now, feel in your heart the intent to invite in these beings of light that you have written down. They can either stand around you, outside of you, or you might feel them really closely next to you. Simply imagine as it makes it so. You can say their names if you wish to bring them in. Simply say the name and say, "Come in now, into my presence." See, feel, and perceive the presence of these beings of light as you will begin to see them nodding at you, smiling at you. Feel their energy, their presence increase now. Either what you see will become stronger, or the energies will become stronger, or you might hear their names echoing in your mind. And now, let's begin to extend our love, our appreciation, and our intent to collaborate with them towards these beings of light. And you can imagine sending out a golden ray towards these beings of light. And now I invite you to ask each of these beings one by one that you have written down and that are with you right now. You can ask each one if you are meant to collaborate with each other. You can either hear or see their answer. Some might step forward, some might step back, or maybe all of them step forward. Feel it in your heart as they are connecting with you. And as you have confirmation of these beings of light, I invite you, if you wish, to also ask who else is meant to collaborate with you and to connect with you. If you have a sense that there is another being of light that is coming in, you might see it or know it or feel it right away who it is. If you're not sure, you can simply ask, who are you? And then you might hear, see, feel, and perceive the answer, who it is. And now we are moving already to the next phase of your experience. As those beings of light who are meant to collaborate with you, who have confirmed it for you, they can now offer you special assistance and support for your path, for your work, for your service, for your ascension, for anything else that you wish to receive assistance with. You can request it, and you can now see, feel, and perceive that each of these beings of light are holding an agreement in their hands. It is a rolled up paper scroll. It simply is an agreement that you now are collaborating together and that these beings of light are part of your team of light. And you can call upon them whenever you wish, but also know that you are elevated to a new level on your path and in your connection and with your connection with these beings of light. And they are extending these agreements to you, and you can choose to accept these agreements of collaboration based on love, light, peace, and freedom. And you can choose to accept it by bringing each of these agreements into your heart center and bring it in by taking a deep breath for each of them. Breathe them in. One by one, breathe them in. And now, you can request from your team of light to offer you an activation to open your channeling portals further. And as you make this request, your team of light begins to open your third eye more, to increase the capacity for love more, to open the portals in your hands if you wish to heal people and yourself, to open your crown chakra more, to open the portals behind your ears more, to open the portal in your throat chakra more, so you can express it more. Whatever is for your highest good and the appropriate level, your team of light now will offer you this activation to increase your capacity to connect with them, to channel them, and to bring them forth for yourself and others. To bring forth the highest wisdom and clarity for your experience here on earth. So I will be quiet for a moment so that you can experience this activation, this powerful activation. Breathe. Simply acknowledge any sensations that you feel, anything you hear or see. This is all part of the process. Feel the tremendous love that is extended towards you and the appreciation these beings of light have for you and for your path and for your journey. And now these beings of light are showing you a little preview of this shift that you have just experienced. See yourself, feel yourself, imagine yourself in the future, just a little bit into the future. And you can experience yourself being fully connected to these beings of light, to your higher self, your divine I Am presence, and how this light flows through you, how the wisdom and healing flows through you, how the creativity flows through you, and how it is improving your own life, and if you wish, the life of others. See yourself smiling, being joyous and at peace. And if you wish, see others around you that you help with your channeling, smile and being happy. Breathe this in, breathe in this feeling, feel this feeling, this experience that you have just created through this shift and through this opening of all your channeling portals for more light, for more love, for more wisdom, for more inspiration to flow through you. And mostly for more well-being to flow through you into your world. Breathe it into every cell of your body. Take it all in, and you can now thank these wonderful beings of light for what you have just experienced. And when you feel complete, you can open your eyes and come on back into the room that you're in. Welcome back. Move your head, wiggle your fingers and toes. You can also have a sip of water. And so I would like for us to take a 10-minute break. And during this break, and also afterwards, I invite you to share with us and share with the group your experience of this meditation, connection, channeling experience. So simply type it out. But for now, let's take a 10-minute break, refresh yourselves, and type out your experiences of this activation and meditation and meeting and collaboration. And I'm looking forward to all of your wonderful shares as it helps everybody. All right. See you in 10 minutes.